Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. And the first thing we're going to talk about is so supposedly yesterday, well, they did actually have him. They did have John Cena last night at Money in the Bank, and he was trying to talk about potentially having a WrestleMania and the UK and London, England. And, he was saying, they don't listen to you. They don't listen to you. You need to tell them, you need to let them know that we do want a WrestleMania here. And other people thought they were referring to the executives, like, Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Nick Khan, and all of them. But apparently, no, they were referring to, like, the government of the UK, because the way WWE does these shows, even here in the United States, you got to bid for them. That's how Puerto Rico got backlash back in May, because they bid for it and they won. But the thing is, because London makes so much money, because it's the number one vacation spot in the entire world where people go to vacation, they don't feel like they need that money. Like, they don't need a WrestleMania. They don't need people to come in for like 5 days, and they don't need all the money that comes along with it, right? Their economy is doing pretty good because it's the number one place in the world where people travel for vacation. So the belief is that WWE feels that UK doesn't want to pay. And if the way WWE's been operating, especially since Nick Khan got there, that if you don't pay for those shows, you're not going to get them. Supposedly last year, the September show they had at Cardiff, Wales, it was supposed to be for London in the UK, but the UK didn't want to pay for it, so they moved it over to Cardiff, Wales. Clash of the Champions, I believe it was called, or Clash of Castle, whatever it was called. So apparently that's the thing. That's what John Cena was referring to, not WWE executives, but like the government, like, hey, like, pay so we can come here and have WrestleMania in London. So apparently this was probably Vince McMahon telling John Cena to do this. Obviously there's pressure because Tony Khan going to have his in Wembley Stadium. Supposedly it's about a 90,000 seat stadium, and supposedly they're going to have it. They have sold at least 65,000 tickets in August for Wembley Stadium for their show All In, and that's more pressure that Vince McMahon is probably feeling like, hey, they're going over there. But the difference is AEW is just going over there. They're not having UK pay for the show like WWE wants them to. So supposedly that was the whole thing by John Cena last night, trying to like send a message to like the UK government, like, hey, you got to pay for us to come here for WrestleMania. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, last year they didn't want to pay for Clash of the Castle. That's why they ended up moving it to Cardiff, Wales. All right, so there's that. Pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. As of right now, I believe WrestleMania 40 is official for Philadelphia, and WrestleMania 41, it looks like it's going to be official for Minnesota. So the earliest would be WrestleMania. What WrestleMania 42 would be the earliest in 2026. That would be the earliest they could do it, as the next two WrestleManias have been booked. But let's move around here, ladies and gentlemen. Money in the Bank was the most one of the most watched pay-per-views in the UK, I believe. Here, let me pull the stat. I lost the stat, but they did say it was one of the most. I looked at the stuff like 5 hours ago. I forgot what exactly it was, but it said that it was one of the most. Here, what was it exactly? Money in the Bank 2023 live from London, England was the highest grossing. So in all of WWE history, Jesus Christ! Wait, hold on, WWE. Wow. And the arena, okay, so obviously they made more money in the past with having like stadiums, right? But just in arena, you can fill in like 15 to 20,000 people. This is the most WWE ever made ticket sales wise for a show in an arena. That is incredible, man. Congratulations to the people in London, man, and WWE too, man. Pretty nice. As of right now, they're saying that the future for LA Knight is maybe a match with Logan Paul at SummerSlam. Triple H talked about LA Knight, how, he needs to be patient, get that good things comes to us that wait. So you know, he kind of said this years ago with Bryan Danielson, right? He kept on saying, "Don't read don't judge the book by its cover," and now he seems like he's saying the same thing with LA Knight. So we'll see, man. So apparently that's the future for LA Knight, potential feud with Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre, man, he's back. Triple H said that him and Drew McIntyre will talk on the phone all these months, that they would have laughed because all the reports coming out that Drew McIntyre was going to leave the WWE. He said he was dealing with injuries, he was recovering from injuries, and he was taking care of some other stuff. A lot of people are referring, did he mean by taking care of other stuff besides the injuries? Perhaps a new WWE contract? Who knows? As of right now, I don't think any information has come back about a potential new contract for McIntyre. But Triple H says there was never any threat about McIntyre leaving. He was dealing with injuries, but the whole time the plan was for him to come back. So who knows, man? John Cena, they're saying his appearance was just a one-night thing. A lot of people were wondering if this was planting seeds for a match with Grayson Waller at SummerSlam. But at least for now, they're saying it was just a one-night thing. Triple H, they asked him about NXT Europe and expanding NXT outside of the U.S. He said that's the plan moving forward. But right now, things are not going really fast because we're waiting for the merger between WWE and UFC. You know, once it becomes official and we're officially owned by Evander, then we will move forward with the potential NXT plans of outside of the U.S. Cody Rhodes about potentially finishing his story with winning the World Heavyweight Champion instead of the WWE Champion. He said no, it would be great to win the World Champion, but that would not finish the story. The story is to would only be finished if he were to become WWE Champion. I don't even know that they asked that question. An interesting thing here at the end, they did have, I think they did have both Io Sky and Bayley do the press conference, and they said they're still friends, they're fine. They said, you know, we made a pact that whoever won met, both of us won. So Io won, so that means I won too. So, I mean, are they going to keep them together? Maybe they're just doing this slow, and then they're still going to maybe have a match at SummerSlam. Who knows? You know, they could be taking their time with it. But I mean, I can think there could be possibly already 3 matches, right? For SummerSlam for the woman. Io Sky versus Bayley. What's the other one? Io Sky, Bayley, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler, right? That's already potential. And then a triple threat match between Charlotte, Asuka, and Bianca Belair. And then, so that would just leave Rhea Ripley. What do you do with Rhea Ripley? But it looks like the woman. I'm guessing for the man, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, McIntyre versus Gunther. They're saying Logan Paul versus LA Knight, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. They're saying a potential rematch with Seth Rollins and Balor. I don't know, though. I know a lot of people didn't like the match, but who knows where they want to go from here. But yeah, man, a lot of seeds were planted tonight at Money in the Bank for potential match at SummerSlam. So, man, I think we're done with everything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. I do believe we are done with everything. Until next time, have a good night, everybody.